Would you look at that? Another video. Now, I'm filming this the same day as the Scream 7 cast update video, but I'm going to be posting this tomorrow. Now, today was the release of episode 14 of Dragon Ball Daima, and I'm going to be now reviewing the episodes, every future episode. I'm not going to go back from episode 1 to 13. We're just going to start from 14, go all the way to, I think there's going to be 20 episodes. I'm not too sure. Don't quote me on that. But however long it's going to be, that's, yeah. But this is the start. So this is my review for Dragon Ball Daima episode 14. Got the it makes more sense me wearing this now. It didn't make sense for the last video, but this one it does. So the episode is essentially just a little bit of a setup episode. Goma, first of all, we get introduced to like a bootleg Ginyu Force, essentially. I remember the name of the group starts with a G. It's like G Force, something, I don't know the word, but I'm just gonna call them G Force or bootleg Ginyu Force. But yeah, Goma not hires, but he's like, yo, G Force, if Goku and them niggas, if they come in to the first demon realm, stop them, cook them. So yeah, but they seem unreliable, just saying. Now, as for Goku and everyone else, they're heading to the first demon realm world, whatever. And obviously they can't get there because in the last episode, Doma, fuck me. I think it's Goma. Goma, he told Degetsu to shut off Warp Sama, which is I'm sorry for all the Warp. He tells Degetsu to stop Warp, like to shut him off, because Warp is essentially, it's a big ass fish that allows people or the beings in the demon realm to travel between the three realms. So he turns them off so that Goku and them, they can't get to the first demon realm because there's a passageway, it doesn't let them through. So they get there and they're like, what the hell are we gonna do? Goku, he attempts to use the power pole to like hit the bottom of the passage. He ends up getting electrocuted and he passes out. He falls, and then the old Namekian Neva, he shows off more of his power, and essentially this dude is essentially just the god of this realm, to be real, because he created the Tamagamis and his Dragon Balls, and he also created the passageways between the demon realms. So he's just like, I bet I'm gonna get rid of the passageways so that people could just go through the demon realms freely. Because the reason why he put the passage in the first place is because niggas was causing havoc between the realms, so he had to close it off. But he opened them, so now Goku and them, they're able to go to the first demon realm. They head inside and they immediately get attacked because Goma's like, yo, stop them niggas. So they're getting attacked, and that's essentially how the episode ends, them entering the demon realm, the first demon realm, and them being shot at. The next episode 15, hopefully it has much more action, obviously, since they're finally in the place that they're supposed to be at. They already have 2 of the Dragon Balls. Aritsu, Degetsu's sister, she got the first Dragon Ball because Majin Do, he defeated the first Tamagami. So there's that. So hopefully things really start to pick up for these last few episodes. But yeah, this episode was essentially just setting up the G-Force and setting up just hopefully future battles. Some takeaways from the episode, I would say the G-Force, even though they're goofy as shit and they're like the Demon Realm version of the Ginyu Force, they're not bad. They have a little interaction with Do and Ku at this supermarket, which I thought was funny. And they even, their introduction, they had a little song number, and they all did the poses like the Ginyu Force, and so that was funny. Um, but yeah, so far, if I had to talk about the series as a whole, now this is coming from a diehard Dragon Ball fan. I love Dragon Ball. It's my favorite anime. It made me the person I am today. I wouldn't be who I am without Dragon Ball. That shit made me. But if I'm being real, I feel like Dragon Ball Daima is probably, minus Heroes, minus Dragon Ball Heroes is a show. In terms of everything else, like Z, Kai, GT, OG, Super, I would say Daima is probably my least favorite. Now, it has its moments, it definitely does, but it just feels like I might, like, besides like the cool, I would say the fight with the Tamagamis, they were fun. Those were probably the highlights, Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta versus the second Tamagami. And even the first Tamagami fight with Tamagami 3 and Goku, that was great. And that little scribble, the little squabble that fucking Glorio and Goku had, that was great. But besides that, everything else is, I just feel like this series, it's like not meeting my expectations, but it's not bad. It's not bad. It's just, out of all the shows, I would say it's my least favorite. And mind you, I want to preference this by saying, a lot of people hate on GT. I'm actually a fan of GT, because when it comes to Dragon Ball, I grew up on Dragon Ball Z Kai and Dragon Ball GT. Those were the two Dragon Ball shows that I grew up on. I would watch GT on Nicktoons as well as Dragon Ball Z Kai. So GT has a soft spot in my heart, and honestly, I genuinely think GT is like it's not as bad as people are, saying it is. The community thinks it is. It's much better than that. I think GT is much better than Daima. Because at the end of the day, GT, it has its flaws, but it has so many iconic moments, so many iconic villains. You can't deny that. And Daima, so far, besides us seeing Super Saiyan 3 Vegeta, that's like so far the only iconic moment, or the only really memorable moment from this show so far. Not saying that there's not going to be any more iconic, memorable moments, but I just think that there needs to be a little more, especially concerning that most people, when this was first announced, people weren't happy. They was like, what the fuck? We were supposed to be getting Dragon Ball Super Season 2. We want the Moro arc and, Granola and all, Ultra Ego, Black Frieza, all that shit. And instead we're getting this. But people eventually came around to it, because of, Akira Toriyama's unfortunate passing last year in May. Very heartbreaking. R.I.P. the GOAT. He's a legend for sure. And, it's just, I feel like it's a bit of a, like, I'm not excited to watch these episodes of Dragon Ball Daima. Like, every week I'm just like, oh, okay, a new episode of Dragon Ball Daima, let me watch it, because obviously. But I haven't really been excited to watch these episodes. I'm kind of just getting through it. And we're already in episode 14, and I feel like this show is just, nothing's really, like the hype isn't really there for me. And, before that, I was watching Dragon Ball Daima and Bleach, because, at the time, Bleach Core 3 was airing, not anymore, it's over. But I was more excited to see the new episode of Bleach more than Dragon Ball Daima, which is crazy, because Bleach right now is peak. But, hopefully, now that they're in the first Demon Realm, hopefully things start to pick up, we get some cooler fights. I'm interested to see, who the true big bad is going to be by the end, because, we don't have that yet. I'm thinking like maybe like a fusion of, this is just me spitballing, throwing shit at a wall, but maybe a fusion between Do and Ku, and they create something, else. Because I don't think, Do and Ku on their own, I don't think they're good final villains. And I don't think Aritsu or Goma or Degetsu are good final villains either. The craziest thing could be that Glorio could be the final villain. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think Glorio, he's going to turn on them, but then eventually come back to the good side, you know. But it would be crazy if Glorio is actually the final villain, like a General Black situation where he turns on Commander Red, you know what I'm saying? Or Officer Black, you know, if you want to get technical, from the OG Dragon Ball. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the big bad is going to be, because he needs to be, it's probably going to be some type of Boo. Because I feel like that's a trend. Like with the Dragon Ball Super superhero movie, we had Cell Max, obviously Resurrection F, we had Frieza. So now we're getting like a spin-off of Boo. This whole show has been based off, like, you know, the Boo saga, essentially. Boo Saga 2.0. So yeah. But even though, you know, this isn't even though this is my least favorite Dragon Ball show, you know, it's still Dragon Ball. So, you know, word. But hopefully episode 15 and on starts to pick up, you know. Based on the preview that I saw, it looked like, you know, there was going to be some cool little action sequences, which is good. So yeah, I'm definitely, you know, I'm not super excited, but, you know, I'm a Dragon Ball fan, so I kind of have to watch it. But yeah, man, that's it. This video is very short, very straight to the point. This has been my review for Dragon Ball Daima episode 14. I'll be making a review for episode 15 next Friday. And yeah, I don't really know. These ideas are just coming to me, so I'm gonna be, and whenever Bleach is coming out later this year, Core 4 of Bleach, when that comes out, I'll make reviews for that. You know, Demon Slayer, Infinity Castle, make a review for those movies. I'm going to be making a review for Chainsaw Man, the movie, because that looks interesting, even though I'm not the biggest fan of Chainsaw Man, you know. But yeah, that's about it. I'm the hero light legend of this world, Tyree Figueroa, signing out. Peace.